Hello, welcome back to Viper Squadron podcast, to our episode 14. I'm Scott, and here with me I have Kyle.
Hey, how's it going?
And then I have Patrick.
What is up?
This week.
So, this week, well, let's say, since we had a break last week, since we were all at Krayt Cup, and FFG put out an article last week on the Sith Infiltrator. And then this week, they put out one on the Vulture droids. So I want to quickly go through all these since there's a lot of stuff that's on all of it. So, you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So, Sith Infiltrator. The pack looks like it's a large base. Looks like what's that?
Yeah, it does look like a large base.
Yeah, it is a large base. It comes with 4 pilots and 20 new upgrade cards. The dial.
That is awfully agile for a large base.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a whole lot of freaking movements on there.
Yeah, that 3 hard is huge.
Yeah, a white 3 hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, what do we miss? It's got a 5K.
Yeah.
Which is also for
Yeah,
a large base ship. That's significant.
that's a lot of distance.
Yeah.
Wow. And then be able to flip around. Shit.
And it
then,
can go slow.
Yeah, because it goes all the way down to a 1 straight. You know, I mean, got the 2 sloops in there. They're red. Well, they got 1 hard that are red, and then the 1 straight and the 1 banks are blue.
And the twos.
Yeah, that's the same with the 2s. The banks and the straight. Then the hard 2 is white. Then the 2 sloops, and then the 3's got the 3 is a straight is a blue, and then white banks and turns. And then a white straight, and then the red 5K.
Yeah, I thought for sure that was a medium because of the dial.
Yeah, I didn't even consider it being a large base. I didn't know that much.
From what I saw is how it looked on the
Right, the scale of it compared to the
that it gave me, that it showed, and it had like it looks a hell of a lot bigger than a
that's a large base. Man.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have the. It obviously doesn't have the conversion little peg from large to medium or to small. So it's definitely. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean the fact, like, it still has a 1 hard, but it's red. If it wasn't a red, this dial would be absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's already pretty, like the 2 sloop. That's like, you think about the what is it? The Zuckus ship, the Starfighter G1A, G1A Starfighter, and that 2K. You know, being a large base ship, being able to turn around that fast, you know, that throws a lot of people off, that 2K on that medium base ship, you know?
Right, yeah, like when I fly the Reapers, it has that 2K, that 2 sloop on it. And oh no, it's a 1 sloop. Yeah, 1 sloop. You know, and that catches people off guard.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking about the 2 sloop.
Yeah. When you did that to me, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. But yeah, so it's gonna make it interesting. That sucker can just go pretty much anywhere on the board.
Yeah, I mean, and being a large base, like if you want to play a blocking game with it, you can most certainly do that.
Yeah.
Well, and the fact that it has a red barrel roll, I mean, if like you were my only option or my whole game plan is I'm gonna get right in the middle of that where that formation needs to go, and then come in with some aces or the rest of my ship, my list, and like you could easily do that, fit that right into a nice little cubby, and have everyone run into it. Throw some intimidation on there, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, so the stats for the ship, it gets 3 attack dice, 1 agility dice, and it has 6 hull, 4 shields, and 2 of the pilots are force users.
Yeah.
Did you have something to say, Patrick?
No.
Oh, I thought I saw your arm going up like, hey.
Doesn't have a lot of survivability for a large base.
That's for sure. However, the force users could. I mean, yeah, no, you're still right, because even so, like, you're still only getting 1 dice result to be able to do anything with. So never mind.
Yeah, I tell you the 1 dice agility. Like I've like flying my Reapers, but that 1 agility is sometimes can kill you.
Yeah.
Because if someone with this little fin route come rolling in there, throw a 5 dice attack at you, and you got 1.
Wasn't a problem for me.
Yeah, but he has to blank out in order for it to be better.
All right. By the way, World, we have a tournament tomorrow, and I'm just, my book of grudges is
Getting thick.
Yep, it's getting thick. Kyle.
He's referring to my 1 win against him that I've ever had out of at least 10 matches that we've played. So, what a grudge.
No, I don't care. You guys get mad at me. I just don't know why you're mad at Finn. Like, Finn's a nice guy, and I feel like because of my actions, he's getting dragged through the mud. And I don't appreciate it, really, you know?
So anyway, back to
this. Let's get to the pilots. Okay, so the first at Initiative 5, we have Darth Maul.
Nice prop.
So, anyways, I am so glad that he's coming in as a pilot.
Nerd.
It'd been weird if he didn't.
As like a crew, so I'm really happy that Darth Maul's in the game.
Yeah.
And plus, this one guy that I order some of the alt art cards from, he does the helmet series. And this last wave that he just put out there, like this week, has a Darth Maul card.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it hooded or unhooded?
Oh, it's just like zoomed in on his face. It's like right there on his face. So it's really cool. I'll show you when I get it.
I would have thought like a hooded one would be really cool.
Yeah, have it kind of hooded there where you can barely see his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cool too. But anyways, let's get back to this. So he's got 3 force tokens, and he earns that stuff back, gets them back. Let's see, the card reads, after you perform an attack, you may spend 2 force tokens to perform a bonus primary attack against a different target. If your attack missed, you may perform that bonus primary attack against the same target instead. So first one, roll it out. Get nothing.
Yeah.
Spend my force, roll again.
Yeah, so, okay, my question here is I'm not 100% on the rules with this. What qualifies as an attack that missed? So let's say I roll 2 attack, and then so-and-so rolls 2 evades, and so there's nothing that goes through, but by me rolling 2 hits, does that count as it hitting?
No.
Or
no? If you do no damage, it's a miss.
If you do damage, then it's a miss.
So you could totally use this to strip someone of their tokens in the first attack, and then follow up with another attack.
Yep. Which is really
cool. Go formation hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next pilot is Count Dooku. I was kind of surprised to see that Count Dooku was on here.
Yeah.
Because, of course, we only saw Maul fly the ship.
So,
So
confirms no sail barge.
yeah,
Or whatever that thing is.
not necessarily.
Well, if Dooku's piloting this thing, they're not going to have a redundant pilot. They haven't done that in this wave yet.
Really?
Or this edition, I should say.
Really? You
Pretty sure, yeah.
Nor Wexley?
All right, well, proving my point wrong.
Yeah.
And then
So there is still hope.
This next wave, Oddball.
Hmm.
So.
It's just, you know what, Kyle? Just. Shh.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Oddball has a different thing with his.
Give me a new hope.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
But
okay, let's please move on.
All right. So Count Dooku, he's initiative 3. Says after you defend, if the attacker is in your firing arc, you may spend 1 force token to remove 1 of your blue or red tokens.
Which is extremely interesting. I did not understand the context at first.
Okay, I had to read it a few times to get it straight. So you could be cloaked because this does have cloaking, or it can use the cloak.
You can get an upgrade for it, yeah.
Yeah.
Are there
So
blue tokens in the cloak?
yeah, we'll talk about. There's one that comes here. So, but you could be cloaked, and then you could use that. What is this? Says after you defend. So if you shoot at me, and you're in my firing arc, then I can spend that force token, remove the cloak, and then so you decloak, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a decloak.
Well, do you decloak or you just remove the token?
But what would be the benefit?
Then you
you could
don't have to do the movement. So if you want to stay right where you were at.
Yeah, but don't you can't shoot when you're cloaked.
Right.
But if he removes it and you're a higher pilot initiative and you're shooting at me, I defend first. And then so I defend and then I use a force token, get rid of the blue, and then I can shoot back at you. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, after you defend. When do you decloak? Or okay, so you like.
So I'm cloaked. So I'm already cloaked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I can't shoot. I can't shoot when I'm cloaked, right?
Right.
So you're firing with, let's say, Fenn. Okay, higher pilot initiative. You shoot me, so I'm defending first, and then but you're right in front of me, so you're in my firing arc, and then after that, I could spend this, or I can remove the blue token with spending a force.
Yeah. So
now I'm not restricted to be and don't have to shoot, right? So
yeah,
I can shoot.
And you say where you're at, so you shoot. So let's say I'm looking at the cloak token. I'm thinking, oh, I can't shoot, so I'm going to spend my focus in the attack or something like that, and then after you defend, you remove it, and then you can shoot back at me. And now I'm a tokenless Fenn, which is
right because you think I can't shoot you because of that. So you use it.
Yeah, it's just another tool in toolbox,
But I mean, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, to use it in that way would be good.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody that's lower initiative is shooting at you, it doesn't really seem to make a difference because they're already past your initiative if they've already below you.
Right.
So you can't come back and then say, okay, now I can shoot. But Kyle keeps losing his connection.
I do. It's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it's funny because you pop up there like twice.
Yeah.
On my screen.
It's Russian version.
Yep. So okay, so the other part of it says after you perform an attack that hits, you may spend 1 force token to perform an action. All right, so let's say chain of events. You shoot it. I'm cloaked. You shoot at me, and then I remove that token, and then I can shoot. Then I shoot at the next person, and it hits. Then I can perform. I can use a force token, and then like barrel roll out of there.
Yeah, or
recloak.
target lock. Yeah.
Or even get a focus. You know.
Yeah, I mean if I could say it's less likely just because if you are attacking at 3, I mean, unless just because like how many 2 pilot skills or 3s that haven't shot yet are, might be out there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh man, did you already cover decloaking with the title card?
Not yet. We haven't gotten there.
Because that also plays into this little scenario.
Yeah, I have some questions about some of the crew stuff too.
Okay, so let's just pass on to this one, and we'll give more to it a little bit later.
Yeah.
So, all right. So the next pilot says 066. It's a droid. It's initiative 3, and it says after you defend, you may spend 1 calculate token to perform an action.
I like this guy.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, hopefully it's not going to be very expensive. What are these numbers next to it that you have in here?
What do you mean? What
like
numbers?
Darth Maul 15, Count Dooku 13.
No, that's
initiative 3.
Oh, Dragon. Anyways,
I don't have it in the last one, but for Dark Courier. So you said the 066 you're gonna like it if it's enough for the cost.
Yeah, well, I mean because there's plenty of times where you, especially the fact that there's only 1 defense dice, right? So you're already not counting on defense dice going through. So most of the time you might spend the calculate on your attack. If you don't, or you can,
you're not in position to attack.
You can easily just spin the calculate to get a target lock again or something,
or barrel roll, so you do get an attack that you didn't have before.
Because if somebody at a higher initiative shoots at you,
right,
and after you defend that one, then you use a calculate. You can barrel roll, even though it stresses you out. Still, you can barrel roll. So maybe you
no attack.
Somebody where you can shoot somebody.
Right.
So
I would say that you could also like target lock, but then you'd be trading your calculate for a target lock, which could argue is.
Yeah, but not if nobody's going to shoot at you again.
Huh?
If nobody's going to shoot at you again, because there's nobody lower than you, then you could use that to get a target lock on the guy that you're going to shoot.
Yeah, if it was a focus, then I would say that would be a much higher, that'd be a much tougher decision to make between a focus and a target lock. Because I would always go with the focus normally. But yeah, the fact that it's a calculate, it's like, okay, yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's worth it. And then, especially if you're at range 1.
Yeah.
All right, so the last guy is Dark Courier. He's an initiative 2. He's the generic pilot.
Yeah.
Nothing special. All right, so let's go down to the crew. For the upgrade cards, the crew upgrades. The first one is General Grievous. He's got 1 charge, and it says while you defend after the neutralize results step, if there are 2 or more hit or crit results, you may spend 1 charge to cancel 1 hit or crit result. So it's like you save yourself 1 damage.
Yeah.
Depending on the points, like if it's like super cheap card and you are running super crazy swarm, which it looks like in this faction there's going to be a lot of, then it might totally be worth taking that,
Yeah,
there's no range restriction on the app on the recovery part,
right?
But yeah, I mean, if it's too much, then I don't know. Because
Yeah,
that could definitely increase the survivability of that ship.
Yeah, I think that's a little iffy, depending on how much it's going to cost.
Yeah.
But I kind of figure this is going to be more of a higher point cost, not as high as the next one, but
yeah.
But I still think it'd be on the higher side.
Yeah.
It says you're right on the recovery part. That says if a friendly ship is destroyed, recover one charge. And if you're flying this with General Grievous on it, and and a Vulture droid swarm, as much as you can fit in, I mean, there's 4 extra chances to be able to use that charge.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could save you.
Yeah, I mean, and like if you have it on the big ship, which I'm assuming, is this going to be the only one in the faction right now that will have crew that we know of?
Probably, because the other ships are just the Vulture droids, the Hyena bombers, and General Grievous's little ship, whatever the hell that's called.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, man, I totally lost what I was. Oh yeah. If you're gonna have it on that big ship, and again, there's only one evade dice, so there's a high chance.
Yeah.
There's going to be 2 or more hit or crits left over, like almost every attack potentially.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier to survive if you're only getting hit once than twice. So.
Totally. Especially if, well, never mind. I was gonna say if there's a crit, but you'd only be canceling a crit with that if you had 2 crits rolled against you, which hey, and those are the only results, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on.
So, but I mean, you're only going to get 1. What's that?
Can you choose between hit or crits? Because it does. You may spend 1 charge to cancel 1 hit or crit result.
Yeah. To me, I'm going to cancel the crit first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's a hit and crit left, I'm canceling the crit every time.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they kind of specify that it could be a hit or a crit result. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
All right, so now the next one, it doesn't show it, but of course you think, I mean, by the wording of it, this is going to be a dual-sided card. So the first side we see is Chancellor Palpatine. He's got 1 force token, and he recovers it at the end of the round. He adds a purple coordinate. He can. This is the part that I thought that kind of struck me funny. He can be equipped on a Republic or a Separatist list.
That's Well, with how good this card looks to be, that could be pretty.
Yeah. So
pretty cool for those people that play those factions.
Yeah, and then it says for setup, equip this side face up. So of course the Chancellor Palpatine is going to be the face up first. And then it says after you defend, if the attacker is at range 0 to 2, you may spend 1 force token. If you do, the attacker gains 1 stress token. And then during the end phase, you may flip this card.
Yep. And there's no, want to stress that there's no condition to flipping the card. It's just you can, if you want, at the end, you can.
It doesn't say you must. Yeah.
So it's not like after something conditional happens, then you can do this thing. It's just choice, which I think is big because it's like both sides seem pretty cool. It would be like, I don't know, if there was a condition to it, it'd be. I don't really know what I'm saying right now. So how about
lost your whole train of thought, huh?
Well,
okay,
so if that side was better than the other, then you'd want it on that side or something, or or if they were like drastically different. But I'm not seeing something that's like so crazy different right now.
Well, let's read the other side so we can talk about that. It says after you perform, well, you flip it over. It's Darth Sidious. So same. He's got 1 force token and it's regenerative. With the purple coordinate. After you perform a purple coordinate action, the ship you coordinated gains 1 stress token. Then it gains 1 focus token or recovers 1 force token.
So okay, so one side's support and one side's dickery to the other side.
Yeah, one's more. The Darth Sidious is more support than the Chancellor Palpatine is more for helping you when you defend.
Yeah, well, and if you have like a list that revolves around force tokens or something, which seems like might be a thing with this faction, you know, that Darth Sidious side being able to recover an extra force token that.
Oh, maybe not. I was like, maybe I should not have so much ceiling. No, we don't need to see my fat belly.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, I get it. I mean,
Okay, so my question real quick, I feel like it's relevant with the recovering of the force token bit. Before we go on to Count Dooku or anything else. So my question, I've never flown with anything force before. So it has on the cards, it has the the +1 and then it regens itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So if you have this on one of the previous force pilots in the
Like Dooku.
Yeah, like either Dooku or Darth Maul, right? So are they going to be regaining 2 force tokens or just?
You can only regain 1 force token per round.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, and I saw that, and I was like, Ermagerd, that could be crazy.
Mm.
Here's the one thing that I saw that struck me funny. So Chancellor Palpatine says at the end, during the end phase, you may flip this card. Well, on Darth Sidious, it has nothing about flipping the card. So that means once you flip it, that's it.
Yeah.
It stays on Darth Sidious.
That would make sense too, because like him going to the dark side, and he's not going to come back.
Or revealing himself, you mean?
He reveals himself, yeah. Because he's always there. All right, so the last one, which the art on the card I wasn't too happy with because this is the same art from the Destiny deck, and I really hate this picture.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh man, if I was gonna make any kind of freaking alt art card, this would be the first one I'd fucking make.
Yeah.
I hate that picture. Ugh.
What's he doing? Drinking something? Is it?
Like he's drinking wine.
Oh.
But anyways, he's got 1 force token and he regens it. Separatist faction only. Before a ship at range 0 to 2 rolls attack or defense dice, if all of your force tokens are active, you may spend 1 force token and name a result. If the roll does not contain the named result, the ship must change 1 die to that result. So, if you're going to roll against me, I could spend that force and say, blanks. So then you roll, and if you didn't have any blanks, now you're going to have a blank.
Right.
Or evade, or if you're making an attack, crit.
Yeah.
That is extremely strong.
Oh yeah, because you could go to a friendly ship too, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't say friendly or hostile.
Oh yeah.
Before a ship. Oh yeah. So before a ship, doesn't matter if it's friendly or enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So I could not even be in the fight, but now I'm going to affect what the results are going to be to somebody else's.
Yeah, I really like that card.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
Because it just means as long as you have that one force token on that card, you can do it.
Yeah, I mean range 0 to 2, but still that's a lot, and
There's a lot of room that they can be around you, especially since it's a big base ship.
Yeah.
totally. Unless you fly like Kyle with big base ships and have Dengar just like
And still beat you.
touring the galaxy.
Still beat you.
In both games, dude. In both games.
Not so much the second one.
See, because I won the second game, so you know.
You did.
And
But the first one was one where he did so poorly wandering the galaxy.
But they both did. So just don't do that. And then yeah, this would be good for you.
Okay. All right. So
he was getting so mad too, Scott. It was great. He was like, "Stupid Dengar, you stupid."
Yeah, because it can only turn the one way.
Dude, I mean, like I don't know exactly what they changed from the old dial. I know that there's the changes that they made though are like, wait, hold on, wait, I can't do that anymore. Oh,
yeah.
Oh crap.
Yeah.
All right. So with this one, the title card, it comes with the. How do you guys say it?
Scimitar?
How about you, Kyle?
That's how it's said.
It sounds good.
It's a scimitar. You don't know about scimitars, bro?
Well, I know, but people say it all different ways.
No.
So I'm just wanted to know how you guys say it.
It's scimitar.
Okay, so the scimitar.
You know Dritz Duorden, bro?
What's that?
Dritz Duorden? Duorden? If I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah, whatever you're saying.
Do you even nerd, bro?
What?
So do you even nerd, bro?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, someone doesn't know what decimate means. So.
Okay, come on. Like, I did know what decimates means, and I still said it to spite you. That's what I did, Kyle.
No, that's not why you said it. You did not say it to spite me. You said it because you're stuck in your old ways of not knowing.
Right, first he decimated a tenth of the beers in the fridge, and then he annihilated the rest of them.
There you go. That's much better.
Me using the word decimated doesn't necessarily mean I did it wrong.
Yeah, it does, because there was no supporting context at the time.
Hey, I'll see you tomorrow, Mr.
Actually, you might not. You're pretty low on the sheet there.
All right. I see. That's true. It's true. I have games, you know, and they all happen to be my league games, so.
So everybody's up on me, so I'm good.
Yeah. You can do whatever you want.
Pretty much.
So the scimitar. This is wow. What a title.
Yeah. You gains a red cloak and a white jam.
The jam thing is what I'm like. I mean, the cloak is really cool, and it's a thing. But I learned at the Krayt Cup how powerful jam can be.
Yeah.
Because people were flying the Captain Seaver, which, like, I knew when I read it the first time, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I got to see it in action. I was like, oh wow, that's a total dick card. Like,
yeah,
it's completely messing you up, right? So yeah, I saw that and was like, man, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I like using the jams because it comes with the Reapers, so I like it, and
especially with what's coming later.
Yeah. But I like it because like I was catching some people off guard with it, and like my ship wasn't even going to be able to, like the Reaper wasn't even going to be able to fire at them, but they just happened to be close enough that they can use the jam on them. So, you know, or I would use the jam to get rid of their token, and then use Major Vermeil then fires on him, and he gets that extra. He gets to flip a die to a hit if you don't have any green tokens.
Yeah.
So I was using that this weekend. So it would catch some people off guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
What were you saying?
I said that helped me out on some of them.
Yeah.
Didn't mean shit on some other ones.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Go through the whole thing yet, but this after you decloak, you can choose enemy ship in your bullseye, and if you do, it gains 1 jam token. Again, that's not the normal. There's no range restriction on that.
Yeah.
But when they do it, when you measure it, it's still going to be that range ruler.
Yeah. Well, what I meant, like, it's not range 1, as in jam. It's period in your arc, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that, because hey, now you're having more of an incentive to cloak, to use that cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the decloaking. All right, so I had to look this up because I haven't seen any of the big base ships have a decloak. I don't know does any of them have them?
Maybe the ghost.
I mean, can the cloaking device go on? I've never used cloaking device. Is that what size ships that go on? Any of them?
I know that the scum one at least cannot go on large spaceships. I'm pretty sure.
All right. So, anyways, so I looked it up, and so the decloaking. You know how when you decloak with like a small base ship, you use the 2 template, right?
Yeah.
So when you decloak with a large base ship, you go with the same rules as boosting and barrel roll. It's a 1. And when you do the barrel roll, it's still the 1 sideways.
Right.
Against it, yeah. So, I know Josh and Calvin and I were talking. That's what got me to have to look it up about it. But man, if you could still use that too, how freaking amazing that would be.
/ dumb.
Yeah.
The opponent.
Piss your
opponent. I was over here. Well, too bad I'm all the way over here now.
Yeah, buddy.
Jeez.
But anyway, so after you decloak, you can choose an enemy ship in your bullseye, and that ship gains a jam token. Oof. Yeah.
Yep. So all the jamming for this faction, all of it.
Yeah. And then the next one, I don't know if they've announced what the name of this symbol is, but it's the tactical droid brain it's what I think of when I see that damn thing.
Yeah.
So, now explain to me. I don't understand this one. It says separatist, so it only can go on a separatist list, but solitary. Is that what it says? Yeah, solitary.
That might be what it's called, because, like, for instance, let's take a look at the title card. It says Separatist Sith Infiltrator. So Separatist is the faction designator. Sith Infiltrator being the designator for what kind of ship it can go on.
So yeah,
solitary is like the slot type that it is.
Yeah, but none of the other ones have what kind of card it is, So I don't know. I don't know what the hell that means. So I guess we'll find out when it comes out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So 13 days. They announced it March 21st, or at least I've heard from several different sources.
Yeah.
But I know they did update their website yesterday and say that they're shipping now. So usually that shows up like 2 weeks before they're on sale.
Yeah.
So does anyone know what a strain token is.
I was wondering that as well.
Yeah, we talked about it the other day, or the last one time when we were shoot, I don't know. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, that's one of those things that says, so this one here, it's the K2B4. So when a friendly ship at range 0 to 3 defends, it may spend 1 calculate token. If it does, add 1 evade result unless the attacker chooses to gain 1 strain token.
Okay, I've got the quote on what a strain token does.
Okay, go for it.
So it makes it more vulnerable to attack. While a strained ship defends, it rolls 1 fewer defense die. A strain token is removed after a strained ship defends, but it's far better to remove the token by executing a blue maneuver before being targeted at extreme disadvantage. So it's like a tractor, it would seem. And this was under the Power and Profit.
Yeah.
Servants of Strife thing.
So it makes so unless the attacker chooses to gain 1 strain token.
Would multiple strain tokens stack if there was any way to get multiple on one ship?
I don't know.
I wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't think so because it's like almost like a stress token, you know. So, you know, you can stack on. You can have 3 stresses, and you only lose 1 at a time, and it's the same. I think it's the same. You only could lose 1 at a time.
Right.
Well, Josh had those tokens with the arrows on. Remember?
Yeah, that's what the strain tokens
That's
are.
a strain token. Yeah, I just saw a picture of it here.
See.
Yeah, he asked me. He's like, "What the hell is this?" And I said, "That's a strain token." He goes, "What?" I said, "Yeah, that's in the next wave." Like, okay. All right. So the next one they have is okay. So now we're getting into some spots of this that I'm really kind of excited about.
Yeah.
So, the bomb. It's the DRK-1 probe droids.
This thing
Dark ones.
Separatist faction only. Comes with 2 charges. It says during the end phase, you may spend 1 charge to drop or launch 1 probe droid using a 3-speed template.
And cannot be recovered.
Yes, this card's charges cannot be recovered. That's putting that restriction on if you had anything else that says, you know, that they can recover 1 charge. So now let's get to the probe droids. So they have their own little token for these probe droids. I didn't put the token in there, but I know in the game play, I think
they're pictures.
It's like it's a pentagon.
Yeah.
You know, so it looks like it's got enough room for a little bit past the guides of a template on each side. So, you know, it's probably not too big. It's probably about the same size as or probably just a little smaller than a small base ship.
Right.
So, but anyways, this says the probe droid has its own like pilot card almost. It's at initiative 0. It has 3 agility, so you can shoot this thing. And it has 1 hull, so you only damage it 1 time, it's gone. But it says while a friendly ship locks an object or jams an enemy ship, it may measure range from you. So you just have to be like, if you wanted to do the jam, you know, somebody just within range 1 of this probe droid, and now I can jam them.
Yeah.
Because there's no range. It doesn't say that if your friendly ship is within range 3 of the probe droid.
Yeah. There's so much use for this thing.
Yeah, it's talk about throwing out some decoys.
Yeah, you get like a low initiative infiltrator, charges up, launches one of these things, and now your entire squad.
But you get two. So you can launch him out right in the middle of the freaking board.
Yeah.
And then you can measure for a lock.
Yeah, you get everybody gets a lock range or turn 1 except for the infiltrator.
What's that?
And if you do it right, you get the infiltrator launches this thing out. All your other ships have a lock on turn 1.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Whew. All right.
And they can move around.
Yeah. So
and then it says, after an enemy ship overlaps you, that ship rolls 1 attack dice. On a focus result, you suffer 1 damage. So if they roll a focus, the probe droid blows up.
Yeah.
Okay. So it seems like you could remove these pretty.
Yeah, they're not hard to kill.
If you have to, or
it's
jamming.
But to me, it would be easier if you landed on it. If you can absorb the attack, you land on it, and then you roll, and hopefully it goes away.
Yeah.
So
there's only 2 focus on an 8-sided dice, so it's like, I mean, anytime I've ever needed a result from something like conditional like that, as in like, an obstacle or anything like that, it never freaking happens for me the way that I needed to. Ever.
Since it has a ship card, if you land on it, does it take your action?
What do you mean?
If you overlap this thing,
do
you lose your action?
So it's saying overlaps. Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't.
But you're talking about is it considered the same as like bumping bases?
Bumping a ship.
Yeah, or an obstacle, either way. Anything that you do that to, you lose an action, so.
I don't know.
Because it acts more like a ship than a bomb.
Right. And it doesn't say anything that when he lands on you, you explode. You only suffer damage when, it only suffers damage when it's shot at or it...
Or you roll the focus result.
Yeah, you roll a focus result.
Yeah. So, it acts as a ship, and it can move around and has a ship card, but it says overlap and not...
It's just like a relay, that's out there.
Yeah.
So, because then the next thing, it says system phase. At your initiative, you may relocate using a 2 left bank, 2 straight, or 2 right bank template.
So, okay, but you don't lose an action or anything if you overlap like a bomb template.
Right, that's why I'm asking, like, would you lose an action overlapping this sucker?
Because is this like a bomb? Because it's not like a bomb.
Right, it's more like a ship.
But it's a bomb template, basically. Like, it's not a bomb template, but it's a template, just like all the templates.
It's a bomb card. In order to kick it out there or launch it out there, it's already a bomb.
I'm thinking that it's probably going to act like a bomb in that sense, where it won't take your action.
I think so as well, but there's no wording either way.
Yeah, that's one of those things that you have to wait until it comes out.
Yeah, it's true. They haven't. There's not like a very clear classification for what this exactly is. So,
right, because this is like a unique first time thing we've had in here.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even have something like this in the first edition.
Yeah.
So,
on to the next more exciting one.
Okay, so there were some examples in the article they did. with the Count Dooku and then decloaking, and then they did have the probe droid in there where they were jamming one of the torrent fighters.
Yeah.
Wow, that is nuts, because look how far away the ship is from the probe droid.
Mm-hmm.
But that probe droid's close enough to the other ship. That's crazy.
I mean, you go through and like right before you make that first engagement or that first pass, you drop it, and then like you could turn around and then, but then I don't. So is the infiltrator? Is that the only thing so far that has access to jam that we know of?
Like one of the bombers might.
In that faction?
Yeah. Are the bombers in here?
The hyena bombers, no. It's not in our notes today.
I'll dig for it.
Yeah,
because if that's the only one, then like if you say like the so I'm assuming the bombers would be able to take this, right? The probe droid, or is it just you thinking that might?
Yeah, it's just a bomb slot.
It's just a bomb slot.
Yeah. Okay. So if you had a build where they had the bombers or whatever, and you don't have to necessarily send your infiltrator in, or if you do, either way, you drop like a line or one or two of these things, or just one, where the other squad is going to have to fly through to either turn around to get back to you or whatever.
Right.
And you just set that battlefield, you just set that condition up, turn around, and either they try and deal with this thing, or either way, like you got a pretty good chance of you have to make your enemy think about this thing, and then B, you're totally getting some jamming potentially in there,
Yeah, but even think about this, because since it moves, you can relocate it at your initiative. The first round, first move, you could, the first end phase, you spit that sucker out there, and then it's moving the next round,
Yep.
So, I mean, you can spit it out one spot, but you want it in another spot, and it's going to get there.
And it's moving with 2 template, which that can move pretty fast,
Yeah, that can pick up some stuff.
For what this thing is.
I can't find the article for the hyena bomber.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like it's a faction thing. Like, it seems like jamming is a faction thing, so I would be surprised if it didn't have it. However, I would also be surprised, since there's so many things in here that are dealing with jam, I would also not be surprised if like the infiltrator was the only way to get it. So,
Here we go. The hyena bomber does not have a jam action.
Okay. So you're either doing a jam game with an infiltrator, or you are not. If you don't fly an infiltrator, you're not doing the jamminess, right?
All right.
Okay. Because depending on how expensive that infiltrator is and everything, and like you might not be able to get like a good enough swarm, because what these what are they called, vulture droids?
Yes.
They only have 2 evade, so I don't know, like how many are you going to need to be able to kill off a whole list? Like first pass, you're probably gonna have like so many of them on the board, but it looks like they have a much higher chance just with that 2 evade dice to die, a lot faster than just a TIE fighter, right? And they only have calculate and not like focus or anything, right?
Right.
Or evade, for that matter. So I mean, are you going to need like so many of these things to actually be competitive with a swarm vulture list? that you wouldn't be able to, like, it. I'm not saying you'd probably be able to make lists with it, but not be like so OP. Like, you want to be broken because your infiltrator is going to take up so many points. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I get you. I mean, you're not going to have everybody having this thing on there because of how much they cost.
Yeah.
Right. Or the
Right.
infiltrator is pretty cheap, and it's going to be like, whoa, my gosh, this is a thing now.
Yeah, you're right. But the thing is going to be is like, how many are we going to get in the pack? You know,
Probably just one per.
what one like? I mean, really, you couldn't. I mean, they'd have to set up those ship cards. They'd have to put 2 per bomb.
Yeah.
You know. So, but you think only one bomb card would come in the pack?
Yeah.
How about you, Patrick?
Yes. I would think that.
Yeah, I don't see
I'd be
the ship.
surprised if they were so generous.
I don't see the ship having 2 bomb slots.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how many copies that would just come with the pack.
Well, if it's only got 1 bomb slot, why would it come with more copies than what it can hold? Because it's not like
they don't make sense.
Because it's not like you're getting a separatist conversion kit. You're just getting the one ship and its cards.
Right, I get it, but
You
sometimes
get two of the ship card thing,
Mhm.
and then one of the actual bomblet
card
thing.
See, so then that means you'd only have one that you'd be able to put on any list, period. So
Until you
at the most, you'd only have those 2 that would be in the. Well, I mean, it is limited though.
Is it limited?
Yeah, well, it has that 1 dot next to it, so you can have one anyway. So
I didn't see that before. Yeah,
answered our questions right there at the beginning.
Yep. So, anyways,
we're so good at this.
Yeah,
I know. But at least it gave me time to get something else up on my screen, on my other screen. All right. So the second article that came out was the Vulture droids. So the Vulture-class droid fighter expansion pack. So Vulture-class fighter droids. It comes with 5 ship cards and 5 new upgrade cards, which was weird. It comes with 5 upgrade cards. It was kind of seemed like that was a little not much with it.
Yeah.
So let's see, the dial. All right, red dial.
It's a weird dial.
Yeah, just one left and right. So 1 turns,
which is normal for the fasty ships.
Yeah.
So you have a 2K turn, 2 Talon roll.
No, it's not a 2K.
You have a 1K.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a 1K.
And then a 2 Talon roll.
Yeah, the 2 Talon roll. Which those 2 are red, and then is that a white 2 turn?
No, 2 turns blue.
Yeah, 2 turns blue, white. The 2 bank is white, and then the 2 straight is blue.
It's kind of blurry for me because it's small and I'm colorblind, so it's hard for me to tell sometimes. But then let's see. Then it's got the 3 white turns, red 3 banks, and is that blue straight?
Yeah, blue straight.
And then 4 is a blue straight, and then a 5 straight.
Yeah, it's white. This
it only
felt like a dartboard.
What's that?
This kind of feels like they just were throwing darts at a board. Like, all right, what's the next maneuver going to be? Because they're all over the place.
Right. And the thing is like these are one of those ships that they only can turn around tight. It's got that 1K turn and that 2 Talon roll, and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't have no 4K or 5K, 3K.
Which is fine, but it's like the difficulty of the maneuvers is what's inconsistent.
Well, I see the theme that they're trying to make, like the spot that you want to be is either going straight or turning hard.
Yeah.
I guess maybe the theme here would be like if it's a mechanical droid type of ship, then it wouldn't be capable of, you know, the emotional complexity to execute a beautiful bank maneuver. It would only be like, you know, freaking left face, right face sort of
Yeah,
stuff,
that's a good way to put it.
you know?
I guess. All right, so let's get to the stat line. The stat line is just 2 attack, 2 agility, and 3 hull. So it has like 1 less agility than a, you know, Imperial TIE fighter.
Yeah.
So that right there tells me it's probably gonna be a little cheaper than the TIE fighters.
Yeah, better be.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally. With the no evade, no
right.
focus, obviously, because it's a droid, so that's calculate, and then
And it just comes with a calculate, a lock, and a barrel roll into a linked red calculate.
and 2 evade with only 3 hull. Like that's
Yeah.
you better be able to put a million of these things on the board.
Yeah.
They might have to change their rules about having up to 8 ships on the board.
Yeah.
Is that the rule 8?
I think it is. I think it is because I think that's the most of the lowest cost ships that you can put on the board at once.
What do you mean? Like, is that a regulatory thing, or is that just like factually there's only that many you can put?
Well, if actually you only can put that many on there.
Uh,
Like the naked Academy pilot TIE fighters, you can only get 8.
Points wise, right?
Yep.
But if this thing's like, I don't know, however many points is the Academy pilot? Like,
what is it like?
I'm not gonna do math right now, so.
Yeah, well, I'd have to pull it up because I don't remember what the Academy pilots are.
Either way, if it's like 2 points less or 4 points less than
Not worth it.
the Academy, or okay, less, then obviously
It's 23.
the.
I know it was just under 25. So
I'm feeling maybe the point cost might be around like 18.
Yeah.
How many?
Better be in the teens.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Where'd my phone go? Here it is.
yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it should be in the teens. I think at the highest it should be like a 23. You know,
Oof.
so I don't know. We'll see.
So you'd be able to put if it was like 18, right? Arbitrary number, but 18. Be able to put 11 or no, yeah, 11 on there.
See, they'd have to. Maybe they won't be that cheap.
And then 16 would be 12. So yeah, I don't know though, but I mean, because think about it. Okay, so what makes the TIE swarm good is that you're not able to kill enough of them to. You're usually not going to be able to kill enough of them in the first pass, to where by the time they turn around and everything, you're still dealing with that same number of, hopefully for the TIE fighter player, a range 1 shot. Every ship's having 3 to 2 dice with like a focus token or something, right?
Right.
But with this, that survivability being greatly diminished, this would only be good. It's because obviously you're going to have to swarm this thing, period, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, what is that? How many are you going to be able to kill in one go? Like, let's say if you lost, the opponent has 3 ships and you lost 3 of these guys, and then you turn around, like, is that even going to be a thing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if I'm articulating my point well enough, but it's that second pass, I think, that matters with these guys, since you're probably going to lose a good number on that first pass.
Yeah. See, I really don't see a lot of people just flying up as many of these you can cram in there. I think you're gonna get like
Like a double formation type of thing.
right, but like maybe 8, but have the other 4 being the bombers.
Mm.
You know, I see them flying the bombers and these droids together.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. If they're this cheap and stuff, like as a faction, then you'd be able to have a multi-type ship swarm.
Yeah,
which might be really cool. Might be really effective.
right. And just because we haven't gotten the vulture or the hyena bombers dial, right? Did we get that?
No, we haven't gotten. I don't
think
so.
they showed that one because I'm curious on how close the dials are to each other.
Oh no, it is revealed.
It is?
All right, so we've got a 1 turn white, 1 bank red, 1 straight white. It's got the 2 Talon. It's got the same 2s as the regular Vulture.
Really, the 2 bank is white.
It has a and then it's got a 3 turn white, no 3 bank, 3 straight blue, 4 straight white, 5 straight red.
Ah, 5 straight still. So these things could totally keep up with the Vulture.
Right.
Fighter.
Yeah. So they would keep up with each other. So I think you would probably see at least a couple bombers mixed in with these.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Okay, so these things have a ship ability, and it's called Networked Calculations. It says, while you defend or perform an attack, you may spend 1 calculate token from a friendly ship at range 0 to 1 to change 1 focus result to an evade or hit result.
Yeah.
Works good because, like, if you do have a big swarm, if you guys have already started shooting and stuff, and they're not going to be shot at or anything, but they didn't use their tokens, then it's easy to pass them down.
That combined with that R2, that droid brain thingy.
Yeah.
Like, that totally seems like that's gonna be the faction thing, is like handing off calculate either tokens or effects with ease amongst the group.
Yeah.
Right. As long as they're tight together.
Yeah, and like if you've got some ships that don't have arc, and you'll be able to figure that out and like do a calculate while the ship that does have a firing arc has arc, and you do the target lock, and then you transfer the calculate to the ship that's going to do the shooting.
Yes, that. I'm sorry, Michelle walked up. She's a little distracting, making faces at me and stuff. And she's making faces at the TV at you guys, but you guys can't see her. I know. I keep telling everybody, but it's even more fun when they can't see you. All right, so the first droid that they have on there is the first pilot droid. Is called the Precise Hunter.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. All right.
Hey, do you guys watch Last Man Standing at all? Have you seen it?
Yes.
Have you seen
Not
the
yet.
episode, Kyle? Have you?
I haven't started watching it yet.
Okay, so there's an episode in there where this character that's like the hippie vegan counter to the super conservative whatever the guy's name is, the main character, and like he's doing this podcast thing, and it's like Vegans and Villains is the podcast name. But anyways, basically the whole time, because obviously you have nothing to talk about because it's vegans and villains, and it's so they just like end up, the dude is just like griping about his wife the whole time, and of course his wife doesn't even care, doesn't even listen to the podcast until she finds out what he's doing, and then so anyways, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. I do. She does sometimes pop on the podcast while we're recording, so I do have to watch what I say. But I normally don't have anything bad to say about her, anyways.
Good thing. Good sentence.
Yep.
Good comment.
So let's see. Precise Hunter. He's got the 3 dots, so you could have a maximum of 3 of these in your list.
Okay, that's what that means.
Yeah. That's just the restriction of how many can be in the list. So. It says while you perform an attack, if the defender is in your bullseye, you may re-roll 1 blank result.
So it's like a built-in predator.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's pretty good.
Are these things they're gonna have like EPT or talent slots and everything, right?
I doubt it.
Probably not, because these are all droids, so they wouldn't have any special talents. So
yeah, okay. Well, like Guri, for instance, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, but Guri's not like a mass-produced droid, so that's what I think this is, because these are just built just to fight, follow directions, so I don't see them having
and have comedic relief.
Oh yeah, Roger.
Run away.
Yeah. Sometimes they were annoying, but
episode 3 really killed the droids for me.
Yeah.
We were talking about in my class today. We were talking about the Hobbit. So hey, real quick, not Star Warsy stuff, but y'all heard about the new Netflix series that's going to come out about the Second Age in Lord of the Rings?
That was Amazon.
Was it Amazon?
Pretty sure it's Amazon.
Told me said it was Netflix. Either way.
So what is it?
That's cool. The Second Age in Lord of the Rings. So it's the time before Lord of the Rings happens.
Yeah.
It's the land before time.
Yes. It's going to be... So the guy was telling... I haven't looked up anything about it yet, but the guy was telling me that it might be there because, Game of Thrones is ending, right?
Right.
It might be like the attempt to seamlessly replace Game of Thrones, potentially, with a like type of thing. But Lord of the Rings, hey, would be cool. Anyways, to the point of comedic relief and all that stuff, we were talking about how we really hope that it's like, okay, Hobbit was a great movie and all that stuff, absolutely not, or Hobbit movies. But there was kind of like the same with the new first Star Wars movies, episodes 1 through 3, where it's like the bad guys had this sort of comedicness to them just built in, like the orcs and stuff, like said funny things and moved funnily and all that stuff. And it's like, I really hope that it's not like that. And that it's brutal and like as brutal as it needs to be,
Say the Hobbit movies were good.
I'm not going there.
Yeah, let's not talk about the.
I actually only saw.
I won't get into it. I'll just say it's one of 2 movies I've ever walked out on in the theater.
Really? I didn't see them in theater.
Yeah.
And compared to the Lord of the Rings movies, definitely not even on the same page, I would say. That being said, compared to a lot of the other movies that have been coming out recently, great movies.
Yeah.
That's more palatable for me.
All right.
But, I agree. It is like crazy how some of the movies do have it where the bad guys are the comedians.
Yeah, I just
like Dooku had some lines in there, and then of course the droids are all stupid.
And then the enemy like says that they decimate them, but then they're like all gone or something. Like they don't even know what decimate means.
They don't. They have no clue.
Golly. I read a book.
Gosh.
That's
All
where
right,
I
guys.
learned about it.
Dude, I don't even know where that came from. Like, I've literally never even heard of that from the source of which you say it came from.
I'll tell you what. I'll send you a link.
I won't. Okay. Go for it. So, Precise Hunter.
So the next one, yeah, but after Precise Hunter is the Separatist drone, and that's an I3, and it's a generic pilot. So it's generic. You can have as many as you can fit. And then the next one is just a Trade Federation drone. It's a generic 2, and it's Initiative 1. So nothing special about those.
Ooh, I wonder with the Pilot Skill 3 if that's going to be pointed to where you could get, because that might help out a lot with the fact that there's only 2 evades. If okay, hold on. No, I removed what I. Never mind.
Never mind. Okay.
I was gonna say it's shooting first, but the things that could probably kill these things outright would be higher pilot skill things. So either way, they're going to be shooting first anyway. So.
Right. All right. So the next pilot they have is DFS 311. That's another Initiative 1. But it has the pilot ability of at the start of the engagement phase, you may transfer 1 of your calculate tokens to another friendly ship at range 0 to 3.
Just more calculatiness.
Right. It's just more, hey, I'm not in the fight, so here have my calculate token, and it's not like the other ones are pulling them from it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So and there's one more card where they didn't show. So, and it is a limited. It's got that 1 dot next to it, but I didn't see it because what did it say? Came with 5 ship card. Yeah, 5 ship cards, and there's one in there. If you look in the big picture, it's like the second from the right, but you can't read it. So, because of course, quality of those pictures are low res because.
No, that's the backside of the struts.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the pilot cards, not the upgrade cards. The top part.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I
right.
know. In the upgrade cards, they do have the struts on there. So, and it's like the front and back. So, and we'll get to that in just a second. So, because the next one on the list was the configuration for the grappling struts. Now it didn't show like a preview of the card and and those other cards that pop out of the article. So the best we could do is zoom in on that crappy quality picture. So, and I did my best. I don't know if you guys are tried to read it or not, but this is kind of what I came out with. It says you ignore obstacles at range 0, and when you move through them. So I'm thinking as as you're flying.
Mm-hmm.
So after you reveal your dial, if you revealed a maneuver other than a 2 straight and are at range 0 of an asteroid or debris cloud, skip your execute maneuver step and remove 1 strain or stress. I couldn't tell
It
which
says
one.
stress.
Is it stress?
Yeah.
Token. If you revealed a right or left maneuver, rotate your ship 90 degrees in that direction. And then it says, after you execute a maneuver, flip this card. How close? You think I'm pretty close?
Yeah, that's good. I was reading along as you were going.
Right. And then the closed side, of course, we don't have anything on that. So
Right.
if you even, who knows what you get on that side. So what do you think, Patrick?
So if I'm understanding this correctly, you can only get off the rock with a 2 straight. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. You can turn I think the gold in this card is the fact that you ignore obstacles.
Right. I mean,
when you move through them.
I agree. The best part about this card is that you ignore obstacles.
Yeah, like
Whether
other
you on them or you move through them.
Yeah.
maybe there might be a situation where I don't know. Because even if so what I'm thinking of is you get into that situation where it's like end game and you're just chasing each other around the board, and that could totally be like, hey, you land on a rock, and then the other person has to fly away, and you can get behind them, type of thing, without doing, what every other ship has to do.
Right, and then you could have even used that one turn as like doing a like a two right, and then you stay on it, but you rotate your 90 degrees.
Yeah,
It can make a big difference because if you were out of the fight for that next round on that move, then you could do that, and then get you right back into the fight.
so the thing is that you can only get off of it with 2 straight, and then you can only turn 90 degrees at a time. So I don't see a situation early game right now where you would be trying to use this. You would mainly just be like, hey, I'm going to ignore obstacles as I move through them. That's cool. But like, why would you? Because you're going to be attacking, your strength is going to be in some swarmness somehow, right? And
Right.
you're going to be able to land your whole swarm on one rock and be able to wait there like pigeons on a rock, type of thing. So the thing with I only see this really coming into a factor is potentially that situation late game where you're chasing each other around the board. But again, you only get off out of 2 straight. The ship doesn't have a boost or anything, right? It only has
Barrel roll.
a barrel roll, right?
It does have a white barrel roll.
A white barrel, okay. But a barrel roll doesn't change your angle at all. So
Right.
unless you get lucky, I don't know. I mean, I could totally see it being used and being used well. I just don't see it being like you land on it, and then as you fly off of it, you're going to get a good shot. Like, it's probably going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm in a terrible position. I'm going to use this to be able to stop and then go start again later or go the other way. Yeah. But I mean, too, if you want to go a different direction than when you landed on there, that's going to be 2 turns from whenever you land on there, right?
Right.
Because you're going to have to turn, and then the next turn do a 2 straight. That's plenty of time for the opponent to be able to get around and be waiting for you off the rock, right? Unless because you could still shoot off the rock, right?
Yeah.
But then again, you're only turning at 90 degrees and stuff. And
why would you be able to shoot?
Because you ignore obstacles at range 0.
Yeah.
When you move, it says at
range 0.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It just says when you move.
At range shoot and when you move. Okay.
So you'll still be able to shoot, but a decent player is going to be able to know that you're only either going to be 90 degrees one way or the other, and will probably be able to not be where you want them to be.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, you could. I don't know. I feel like there's situations where you could fake them out by barrel rolling off.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. So you land on it, the dude flies past, you land on it, and then
Trouble is you have to predict it because all the Vulture droids are so low pilot skill.
Yeah, but I see this more of when you're kind of towards the end of the game, and more in the game when you only have a couple left, and you got one kind of out of position. You land on it, and then you throw something out there you make it turn, and then like we even said, barrel roll or whatever off of it, or
Yeah.
Even with the barrel roll, I mean, you're still, because you're going to land on it the first turn either way, and if you barrel roll off of it that first turn, then there's no difference as to whether a rock was there or not, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to turn, so you're still into that. You'd have to turn and then go off of it. But yeah, if you had more than one left, then yeah, definitely that could be something.
I just think that could be used more as repositioning.
Yeah, I only see that as same.
You're trying to get you're facing one way, but you want to go the other way, but you know these guys are going to be coming. Like, let's say if your other guys are the enemy is going away, and then you know they're going to have to swing back around, and you were kind of like crossing each other like this, you know, and that could get you that turn when you know. So make them be moving more across the board than you are.
Yeah.
You know, and you kind of keep them in the middle, so they're having to deal with the asteroids, but you're not.
Yeah.
You know, so
either way, I think that the absolute gold in this card is you can ignore obstacles when you move through them.
Yeah.
At range 0. Like that's where the money's at right there.
That's why this is, to me, this is a must-have on every single one of them.
100%. Well, is it? And this is so it's a configuration. So I'm assuming it was going to be like the T70 or T65 configuration, where it's just free and you get enough of them for every ship.
Right.
And that's not going to even be an issue to have them on every single ship.
Right.
You might as well just put the freaking text on the card somehow, even though that'd be way too much, way too many words for one card.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the next thing is it comes with his missiles. But these are energy shell charges, and it's separatist only, and you must have a calculate. So, you know,
So when I looked through this, I did not get this far down, and I kind of take a lot of what I said earlier back. I think this changes the game. So are you going to be able to put missiles on vultures?
Yeah, see, if these missiles on the vultures, that can make a big difference, because
it's huge.
Yeah, it's a 3 dice attack.
Huge.
At range 2 to 3. And there's no range bonus on it, so I mean that helps, because if you're a range 3, they're not getting that extra one, but you're still throwing 3 dice at them.
Yeah, but you just need to calculate.
And the only thing that's bad about it, I think, is it's only one time use.
It's reloadable.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean,
have reload. Oh wait, action reload.
Yeah,
I know the action is to reload, but I'm saying it's like you only can use it that one time, but then you have to reload it, and then the next round, or you have to borrow that calculate token from one of the other ships in order to use it.
So the way I would try and use this is, instead of like typical TIE swarminess, where I want the first engagement for me to be like, best case scenario is the first engagement is we're at range 1 of each other, right?
Range 0 and range 1.
Yeah. Instead, you try and coast into that range 3, and then
and have some of your ships outside of range 3 to use up that token.
Right, and I mean, all you need is a calculate, and then on the second, so blast them. I mean, if you have freaking 10 of these things on the board or something stupid like that, and they all have missiles, and you can manage to get them all off, and the next turn you bump them with your first row, and then the rest of them are getting range 1 shots on the second engagement, that could be devastating.
Yeah, I mean, it could work. It kind of does make these ones a lot more formidable if you can do it, and of course, come down to the cost on how many of them how many of those things can you fit with the configuration and the missiles?
Yeah, I mean, you do the pilot skill 1 guys, right?
Yeah.
So you launch all the missiles, cool, get whatever you get. Then you bump, but you calculate with the first guys so that they can hand the calculate off, or whatever the thing is. They hand the calculate off for the dudes in the back, because they're either going to bump into you, or if they don't bump, target lock, and then they get to calculate. And so you're getting your second echelon of freaking droids, hopefully with the target lock and calculate. That's after you've already loosed all of these missiles onto the guys. You're bound to get some damage.
Yeah.
That could be really, really hardcore. Like a Finn, for instance, that would tear Finn up if you caught Finn frontally like that, or any ship remotely close,
Right.
like it's going to chew through your lower health ships easily.
Yeah. All right, so the next thing it comes with
Discord missiles
is Discord missiles,
which I'm very sad that it's separatist only.
Yes,
really wanted Scum to have this.
At the start of the engagement phase, you may spend 1 calculate token and 1 charge token to launch 1 buzz droid swarm using the 3 left bank, 3 straight, or 3 right bank template. But this charge cannot be recovered. This is the second time we've got, in this podcast that we've had a card that says it cannot be recovered.
Yeah. I really wanted Star Vipers to be able to have these.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Well, it'd just be Guri.
Well, because of an old game I used to play, Empire at War. That's where the Star Vipers were first introduced to me. I don't know if that was their first introduced, but it was a real-time strategy game. They could build Star Viper squadrons, and their special ability was they could release buzz droids.
Oh wow!
From the Clone Wars.
Yeah, that would be cool, but you have to have a calculate, so it would only work for Guri, right?
Right.
Well, in my dream, it wasn't a calculate.
Stupid IG-88 things, right? Do those have missile slots?
What's that?
The IG-88s?
I don't think they do.
They do have ordnance, right?
They've got bombs and they've got cannons.
Oh. Okay.
Don't think they have missiles.
Is there anything else on Scum that has calculate?
You can get calculate.
Well, I mean, L3.
Yeah, L3.
No, the spiked cod piece of the Viagra Falcon.
Yeah.
Right.
Falcon
L3.
itself.
There you go. That's the hero for this. The Discord missile hero.
All right. So then, what else is? Because the only other 2 upgrades they had were the concussion missiles and munitions failsafe.
Yeah.
That they listed on there. So let's go to the buzz droid swarms. Woo.
Yeah.
All right. So these are Initiative 0. As 3 agility, 1 hull. So it can take 1 damage. It's just kind of like those probe droids were. But it says, after an enemy ship moves through or overlaps you, relocate to its front or rear guides. You are at range 0 of the ship. You cannot overlap an object this way. So when it's put on there, it can't be overlapping anybody else. So if you cannot be placed at either set of guides, you and that ship each suffer 1 damage. So you might pass over it, but they're all crowded in there, so you can't fit it in there anywhere. So instead, the buzz droids go away and you take a damage. My question is, who gets to decide it's the front or the rear? You know, if you just fly through it, you know.
You didn't read the engagement phase.
Yeah.
What's that?
The engagement phase is not on your notes there. It's on the card.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you honor there, Scott?
At your initiative, each enemy ship at range 0 suffers 1 damage.
There
One crit.
we go. 1 crit. Now this makes a little more sense to me.
Now, if it's at range 0, so if you're at range 0 of the ship, that ship can't shoot you. So it can't fire on it. So another ship has to shoot at you in order to get you off of the board.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it follows you to the next round.
Does it stay attached? Or?
It does not say.
Because it says the way it is if at the
It doesn't specifically. It seems like it's supposed to, but it doesn't explicitly.
It should be something that follows you, because it does say that the only place. I mean, it doesn't say anything about being removed for anything else, except for if it takes damage, it's gone.
Yeah. So
shot in order to be taken off the board, or
right, but it's not what I'm saying is it's not gonna like attach to the ship and follow the ship around.
Yeah.
So the reason I would think that it would do that, the relocate.
Yeah, so it would attach to your ship. If you look at down in the thing, there's an example where Anakin Skywalker, I'm just saying it's Anakin probably, passes over a buzz droid and it attaches to the back of him.
Yeah.
But if there's nobody to shoot it, it's still attached to you.
No, you just move it to the back guides, and the next turn he's going to move forward. So it would only stay again with him until if you attach to the front of him.
Right.
So, but you can choose, right? Oh yeah, so you could front or rear guides.
But I mean, if you can do it, why don't you just put it on the front? Because then you'd have to move through it again.
Right. Well, you want to be able to if you were going to overlap an object. So it would only follow you if you could put it on the front guides every time.
Right.
And that's still crazy.
But then you could just barrel roll off of it.
But that's the question. I mean, it's going to be the question of whether or not it sticks to you or not.
Yeah. But that's the most poorly explained but interesting card to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to explain except for what you got right there, but it's crazy.
Okay, that is almost my dream magma obstacles. Almost. Yes. For all those who are listening, and Scott, who doesn't remember. You remember I think it's gonna be like ion thing, right? Like the obstacles that look like a magma. Yeah. So what I was hoping that they would be as soon as I saw them was that if you bump them, then you get like marked with a magma marker, right? And then it doesn't go away. There's nothing you can do about it. Every turn you take a damage until you're dead. It'd be so.
That'd be fucked up.
It'd be great. The game would be so much more brutal.
Yeah.
I would only ever bring magma.
Yeah.
And
I think so with everyone else.
Yeah, totally. I mean
there wouldn't be people that fly swarms or formations at all.
Unless you're showing up with large base ship. Like, man. But that'd be awesome. It'd also completely probably change the game.
But here's the thing with these Discord missiles. 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
You have up to 3 in a squad.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So you have 3 different ships with these buzz droids. Another 3 with the energy shell charges.
So it's one shot no matter what you do, though.
Yeah.
So you're only getting 3 of these, but yes, that is. I mean, wait. So hold on. Let me.
What?
Starting you must. Okay, so 3 bank, 3 straight. Oh, and then the buzz droid also specifies, okay, enemy ship. So if you fly through, it's not going to bother you at all. Okay.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, you like get on a firing line, and then you fire them forward or whatever. So they're all there in a line, and they have to fly through it or not. And then if they turn to not fly through it, you totally have their flank.
Right. That'd be nuts. There's so many things that are going to be added on there because now you have the new obstacles, and then now we have those probe droids, and now we have the buzz droids, and then we have that what is it? The spare parts canisters, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I really hope that this doesn't like make a bunch of things obsolete. You know, like if everyone starts flying these, and there's
You mean like
just
interceptors?
huh? Yeah,
You mean
like
like interceptors?
totally. Like interceptors were awesome until they made up all this new stuff after the interceptor, and then now they still suck after the second edition. Like there's like
Yeah.
like that. Yes, like completely where it's like, oh great, well now there's literally no reason I would ever really fly this anymore because everything just either kills it or strips all its tokens or freaking attaches to it
okay.
apparently. You know,
Yeah.
because like that would buzz droid thing if you got that with like yeah with like Finn or something, like that's terrible because you're getting a crit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nothing. Does it go straight to the ship or does it take shields first?
Well, I mean, it doesn't say you get suffer 1 damage card or face up damage card.
Yeah, if it goes under the shield, it would say that.
Yeah, it would specify face up or face down.
Deal it 1 damage card.
Yeah. Like that one TIE fighter I have that
That would be crazy.
people were like, "What? What? But I'm full shields. I don't care. You get a damage card."
No.
And then my other chip was if you're firing against a damaged opponent, get this and that. And
Yeah.
I loved it. But okay, so all right, so I did have on here our notes that the Wave 3 release date was reported as 21st of March. So we only got 13 days. So that really sucks because I wish I had more money. I had my truck probably not broken down this weekend. We have to pay for that damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been. I'd be a lot more set, ready to go because it's looking like I'm spending a pretty penny for on this stuff.
Yeah.
Because that Sith Infiltrator, I've loved that ship ever since it first showed up on the screen.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
So I heard that they were going to be like releasing kind of like a starter pack, but just for the faction, right?
Well, this is there is kind of like a starter pack. It's kind of like a mini starter pack. It's not, but that's what that the Servants of Strife.
Yeah.
And what's the other one?
Do we know what's going to come in that? Like how many ships and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's 3 ships.
3.
Servants of Strife is that Grievous's ship, and then two Vulture droids, and they're all 3 painted the same color, which is a different color than this Vulture droid that we were just looking at.
Okay.
And then the other one is going to be one of the Jedi starfighters, and 2 of the V-19 Torrents.
Okay.
So that's like that starter pack for that faction.
Okay.
Guardians of the Republic.
Yeah, Guardians of the Republic. And then, then of course the Separatists also get then the Infiltrator, and then the Vulture droids, more Vulture droids, and then the Hyena droids, and then on the other side, they're getting the another Jedi Starfighter. That's the Anakin Skywalker one, and but they have the ARC 170 that's supposed to be coming out for it, which who knows what the difference is going to be on that one. Maybe we'll find out next week. Because that is only like that in the. Yeah, I don't think that I don't know. They haven't said anything more about the ARC 170. But that's like it, isn't it? That's the ARC 170 is the only other one.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. They don't have like a large based anything. Everything's small based on that side.
Yeah.
Well, the arcs, are they still in the small base? Do you remember?
Might be a medium.
I haven't played any arcs, and I haven't seen any. Yeah, anyone.
Same.
So I don't know. I'll have to look that up again. But anyway, so we got if you got one of each ship or one pack of each that I want, it's gonna cost me like $200.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see what the story gets in and whatnot. So I'm gonna try and talk to them tomorrow about it to make sure we're gonna get it on time.
Right.
I hate their distributor because they're always like a day late.
Yeah.
Like I'm pissed because everyone else is out there going, "Oh, look at this, look at this," and I'm like, "Fuck, I don't have it yet."
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for that. Anything more for those guys? Vulture droids, you guys?
Nope.
Are we about to go into the Krayt Cup and all that?
Krayt Cup, yes.
All right.
Do we want to maybe try to wait for Austin and Chris next week, or just go for it?
I'm saying go for it.
Let's go for it. I am gonna go replenish my libation supply.
Okay.
You
know what? That just reminds me. When my wife was up here, I should have said, "Hey, could you get me another Jack and Coke?"
And sucks to be you.
Oh, yeah. She didn't bring the Jack bottle up here. You know what the best thing is on with some technology? My wife and I have Apple Watches, and it has this little walkie-talkie function.
What if she's in bed?
Hey, babe, where's the Jack?
You ain't getting jack shit.
Now it's connecting to her, and then also she's gonna come across going, "Screw you, I'm asleep."
Yeah.
Jack Daniels, the bottle is in the.
She's just telling you where it's at.
You should have brought it up here.
Well, I put some in the cup.
Cup's empty. Oh, I love some technology.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's a jack shit moment.
See, now that's when I get to be nice. Sweetheart, would you mind bringing up some more Jack for me, please?
Are you still doing your podcast?
Yes, this is making it really funny.
What did you say?
She says, "Such a shit feed." A shit feed. That's one of her favorite things to call me.
Oh man.
Okay, so anyways, Krayt Cup. Krayt Cup went off last Saturday up in Durham at Atomic Empire, and there ended up being 41 teams in it. After 5 rounds, we were technically okay. She's on her way up. Good,
Nice.
sweet. And we ended up our team 26th. Now,
Yeah, not bad.
one of the things you got to think of, we ended up having 9 wins, but there was a lot of people that had the same amount of wins.
Yeah.
So, really, we were tied for like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know, fucking too many damn times. But
Yeah.
anyway,
I
so
didn't count MOV.
right, there was only a win-loss, so you got to win, and it's how many individual wins per team. So members, and so each round you could get up to 4 wins. Oh man, there's crushed ice in this thing, and it was packed in the bottom, and I wasn't getting in there good enough. Oh man, there was a lot of Jack right down there.
Nice.
Sweet. I better drink it before she shows up. Anyway,
comments.
The Viper Squadron B team.
Hey, I'm fine with that, honestly, with the results, obviously.
Yeah, so your team, Patrick, your team was NCC 1701 Delta.
Let's not get carried away with my team. I was just there.
You were there carrying your team.
Yes, you were there carrying your team. You did the best out of all of them, right?
Well, really, out of everyone from our store, I did the best. So
I'm talking about your team, Jackass.
Oh, yes, also that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I only lost the one game.
So one game in 5 rounds.
5 rounds, yeah.
Okay.
Which, I mean, you could easily make the argument that we only went down from there. So, because we did.
Kind of went down from there, but didn't you start kind of down? Kind of floated out there.
Yeah. What do you mean, like? Yeah, I lost my first game. Is that what you meant?
Well, our team started off great. First round, all 4 of us got a win.
Yeah, a little too great.
Yes, and we're all
too close to the same there.
Second round comes. We got on. We were paired up with Paul Heaver's team.
Oh, that's awesome.
On table 2.
I love
number 2. So yeah. Then we got
promptly lost all of them.
Everybody lost. And then it was 1 or 2 people here and there lost.
That's awesome.
So it was good. It was fun because looking at the different lists and stuff as being as a captain, trying to figure out which ones I want to match up with. I really didn't think about it too much at first, but in first round, we were Team B. Yes, your head just popped in. We were Team B, and I didn't really think about the too much of the importance of being Team B. So I learned after Paul's team, because Paul and I were talking afterwards, and he's like, "Try to be Team B if you can pick."
Yeah, that was my worst. Like list to list, that was my worst matchup. Was that round?
Yeah. Well, what did you play?
So I was playing 3 TIE silencers, blackout, recoil, and the generic.
Yeah. What was your opponent playing that round? Do you remember?
He was playing. He had a U-wing, 2 tubes. He had 1 T-65. I cannot remember that pilot. And then he had 2 Y-wings with ion cannons and veteran turret gunner. And he boxed me in. And there was no getting out of the box while ionized.
Yeah.
Or-
I had one round where I was playing a guy with 5 Y wings, and same thing, ion cannon turret, and then the veteran turret gunner. That was my quickest game. I lost.
Yeah.
I didn't last too long on that one. Those double taps were killing me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I had a great time while I was there. We got some good stuff. Did you get any good stuff like on that second day, or?
I didn't go the second day. I was
Oh,
worn
that's
out.
right. Patrick, you didn't go, did you?
No, I like. So I had a friend up there, and we went out. We went to get like tacos or whatever while y'all were dealing with the whole truck thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went back to his place and just like talked for a while. We've been friends since like before high school. And we're like roommates in college and stuff, so we're super close. And then we like at 1:30 in the morning, I was like, we had some riveting conversation, and I realized I was not about to just like fall asleep for some reason. I was just not ready to go to sleep.
Right.
And I'd already decided that I wasn't going to show up on Sunday to Krayt Cup, and I was just going to go head home. And I like saw a picture, like looked at a picture of my kid, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to be home. And I realized like by the time I got to sleep, I'd probably be like 10 minutes away from my house. So I just drove home at like 1:30 in the morning.
Nice.
And I didn't have like coffee or any energy, anything, and I was completely fine. And yeah, got home like 3 o'clock in the morning and good to go. Woke up next morning, went to Waffle House with my family, so it's cool.
Yeah.
No, but the second day they had it where, there was no straight pairings. It was, you just paired up with somebody at first.
Yeah, it
And
sounded cool.
it was cool. I kind of was a little too distracted and too upset about my whole truck issue.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really too happy. I played 2 games. That was it. Because I just couldn't do it. There's too many things I was dealing with. I was dealing with the tow truck driver come in, tow my truck, and then I had to come, follow him over to the shop and stuff. And
Yeah.
when I got back, I just was not into wanting to play again. So I was like, I'm done. I was watching Chris over there playing.
How do you do?
He did pretty good. I mean, he got a couple wins in a row. He would have won 3, but the guy he was playing, it was pretty close. But Chris was playing 3 resistance bombers.
Really?
Yeah, and yeah, he was messing people up with those.
Yeah. I the last one I played on Saturday, the guy had 2 resistance bombers, and it was like I had gotten through so many, I dealt so much damage to it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's still freaking there.
Yeah, I know it takes forever to get those off. Yeah, but I also got a pretty awesome play mat.
Oh, you did?
I took one of those play mats home. Chris did too. I'm gonna bring it tomorrow. Have it for our tournament tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, those are awesome mats. Awesome mats.
I agree. Let's see. We've got some range templates. We got range 1 and 2. 1 and 2. If you'd have gotten up in the top ones, you've gotten range 3.
Really? You had to place higher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you got to get in the top 4 because the guy I was playing on the second day, he had the range 4 one. I mean the range 3 one, and it said top 4 on it. And I was like, son of a bitch, I had to do that to get it.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely a better method for rewarding than
Yeah, I mean
range
I mean, I agree with some of the prizes and stuff. That one, I was hoping that we'd get the range 3, like on like the 5th round or something. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not complaining. Like, it was awesome prize support.
Yeah.
Right. They did a great job. Some of the cars they had on the second day, there were some alt art cars were so funny. I got one called the Pimp Troopers. It's some troopers dressed up like pimps, you know, still with the battle armor on.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I'll show you guys tomorrow.
No.
But it was pretty good. They got those strain tokens. I know Josh got those. And there's just a bunch of different alt art stuff they had or just funny.
So
Yeah, Josh had like some proton torpedoes, I think, that were nukes.
yeah, nuke.
Yeah. It was like a nuclear bomb blast.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was pretty cool. We had a lot of good stuff there. I thought we did good. We handed out a lot of cards. I handed out everybody I played, I gave cards to and stickers and stuff. So kind of grow. And since then, we've gotten a couple new subscribers. Not a lot, but a couple. And
Great.
I was talking with one of them. As soon as I get some more stuff ready to go, then we start putting our stuff on that. They have a Facebook page for podcasts. You know, for X-Wing podcasts, and then people drop their stuff in there. And as soon as I can, I'm going to get that Facebook page up. I'm probably going to be working on it this week, and get our group Facebook page up, and then we can start dropping the episodes in there.
Nice.
And stuff, and getting a little more exposure. So that was good. Anything else about the face of Krayt Cup you guys want to talk about?
Not really.
So one thing that I thought was that I hadn't thought about before, but it was one of Austin's complaints about playing hyperspace that I found completely true was that you just ended up seeing essentially the same lists over and over and over again, especially on a tournament that scale. You know, even so, like it was the same. Like I think 3 of my games I ended up being paired against the Scum player, and we like they always had obviously they had like Finrao and then Old Tarok.
Yeah.
Either with Fearless or maybe I want to say I saw one of them with Swarm Tactics.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was Finn or Old Tarok. And then what I usually saw, I remember one was I think the Lando in the spiked cod piece, and
one against that same one.
Yeah, that's right. And then yeah, he had Captain Seaver, and then the other dude had, instead of Captain Seaver, oh no, there's a Boba Fett in there. Anyways, it was extremely similar list, not a lot of variation, and I hadn't thought about like. I mean, y'all both know hyperspace annoys me as it is, but that was a criticism, if you will, that I hadn't even considered about it. That was like, oh wow, that's completely 100%. That's there. Obviously, within time, when they release more stuff, and obviously hyperspace is going to get bigger,
right?
That's going to be less of an issue. But I still, I only see one motivation for hyperspace, and that's that.
Yeah, because even with this new wave coming out with the hyperspace, only those ships will be in it too. I mean, at least it'll be the full faction, kind of like how First Order and Resistance is. But still, some of those don't seem like it. I mean, I don't know. Depends on how much the Republic is going to be like strong wise.
Yeah,
they're even going to make a matter in the hyperspace stuff.
Yeah. Well, and two, okay, I will say, all right. Now with new factions, okay, so when they released Scum, Scum had some, like they always had like ridiculously good ships. Like the Jumpmaster immediately was amazing and just destroyed everything. And it was like, I mean, the Star Viper was nothing, but like when they came out with Finn, that was crazy. When they came out with the Scourge bomber, that was really crazy, right? And that's usually a complaint that you'll hear from a lot of X-Wingers is that, oh, it's some stupid, amazing scum ship that's just like broken all the time. Which, yeah, I mean, I could see how difficult that would be to try and introduce a new faction into a game that's already been going, into factions that have already had time to build up. Like, how exactly are you going to do that? And I wonder if them having some really awesome scum ships was an attempt maybe to bring it immediately up to a higher level to be able to compete right off the bat.
Right.
That then over time would obviously compound into just a better faction, or if that just was like, I don't know, not, I don't want to say an oversight, but if that's just, I guess my point is like I could see how I could definitely see how difficult it would be to try and introduce completely new factions to a game such as X-Wing that already has established factions with a wide catalog of ships and upgrade cards and faction specific upgrade cards and stuff like that. And with the honestly, I'd have to wait and see how it plays out. But with the combination of like Buzz Droid Swarm and the calculate handy dandy, get everyone to get to calculate sort of thing, and the probe droid probes and the jamminess going on, I hope that it doesn't go the way of the scum and all of a sudden it's just like, wow, you have two factions that in an attempt to bring them up to competitive level, you made some stuff really crazy,
Like they just overpower them right off the bat.
And it'd be hard to bring them back down.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, but
well, it'd be hard to bring them back down. Let me specify that with the obviously with the whole app thing and all that, then they can adjust the point cost and stuff. But there's still there is ample dickery to be had with all the jam stuff going on and the Buzz Droid Swarm and the probe thingy, like giving the jamminess. Anyways, I think my point is out there now.
I mean, I get your point and stuff, and but yeah, I think they kind of. But you never know. They might come out and they may go, whoa, too strong. Like they just did with when Wave 2 came out, and the triple epsilons were hitting the tables and stuff, and they had to make that price adjustment. On a couple things there, just because it's ended up being too strong.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you never know. They might have to do that, but I know they're trying to just get it to where they're doing the points adjustments every, 6 months. And but even if this one comes out, that still only gives them 3 months before the next price adjustment.
So they said that every 6 months is what they're trying to do.
Yep.
And I don't know if
every June or every July and January.
So you brought up Epsilons. Back to the Krayt Cup. That was I think the game that I enjoyed the most was, I think it was it wasn't my only. It was I only had 2 games that were not against a scum player. That was one of them. It was, dude had 2 Epsilons, and then I think it was Blackout. And, I had Tarok and Finn with Fearless, and then a base point naked bounty hunter. And I think like tactically, like I played that game perfect, but if I hadn't played it perfect, I would have lost horribly.
Right.
Like it was one of those things where it wasn't like I masterminded it or anything. It was just like, I don't know. I kind of like chose this one, and then I was like, oh wow, that actually ended up being, because the dude said too, he was like, man, I've gone up against very similar lists this whole day and I've crushed them, but none of them did what you did. And what I did was, so Bounty Hunter, right? Pilot skill 2. I placed him first because I think, because I had I had initiative. He had a 2 and a 3 on the Epsilons, and then Blackout. So I placed my Bounty Hunter first, and then he just paralleled or mirrored the Epsilons across the table because it was like off in the corner. There was a fresh, it was a free lane, basically, free of obstacles and stuff. He paired them off there, and then he put Blackout. I kind of put Old Terok kind of somewhere in the middle-ish.
Yeah.
He put Blackout way off in the corner, and then I put Finn like right next to Terok. So basically, the way it happened was there was like his Blackout was way in the corner. My Finn and Terok had a nice little lane like straight up the middle, but a little left of center. And then on the right was the 2 Epsilons against the Bounty Hunter. I was like, okay, Bounty Hunter loses that all day long. Not even a question. So what I did is I just played probably the most aggressively I've ever played in my life. With both Finn and Old Terok, I was like 5 straight boost, 2 turns straight. Because what he did with Blackout first was he did a hard left and turned in.
Yeah.
I guess he's probably trying to bait Old Finn and Terok. But I just went so hard in the paint that when he turned, and by the second turn, I was either going to be on him with both my 2 aces, or he was going to go forward, which he did, and now my 2 aces are behind him, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then with the Bounty Hunter, I like went forward like super aggressively, but basically by the second turn, I was so far forward with I think it was like a 3 straight, and then I did a 4 straight and a boost. Or actually, no, I don't think I was able to do the boost because I wasn't able to complete it. Either way, I bumped one of the Epsilons, so I only had to deal with 1 shooting at me.
Yeah.
That was good.
Like statistically, I think I did better with the attack. Like he didn't get that much damage on the Bounty Hunter, and I got like all the damage I could, I think.
Well, the thing that saved you was bumping that other one, because if you hadn't have bumped it, you'd have been getting both of them shooting at you.
Yeah, I mean that was my plan. I was like, there's no way they win this engagement. I have to bump.
Right.
Like, that's my only hope of surviving. And and it worked out really well, and I enjoyed it. The dude was awesome, and I think it was the only one that he lost, at least at that point that day. But yeah, no, the Epsilons. But no, I remember a part of my strategy came from us talking about it on the podcast, and we were talking about like how they wouldn't be able to turn around because we didn't have like a K turn or anything
Right.
like that. I was like, okay, because my main thing was like, okay, like maybe I could deal with Blackout or this and that, but my main goal is to get Terok and Finn not in front of the Epsilons.
Yeah.
And then it just worked out that I was like behind Blackout on like the second turn. I was like, oh, or that, behind both Blackout and the Epsilons, and my Bounty Hunters causing problems bumping all day for the Epsilons. So and like my Bounty Hunter was able to catch the front of Blackout like right after that. So it worked out really, really well, basically.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, I'd say those Epsilons are pretty weak in hyperspace. I mean, you just park behind them.
Yeah, you can't turn around. Like Okay, I've thought about it. So if you did 3 epsilons and you put like 1 in the middle and then the 2 on the sides, to where depending on what your enemy does, you can adjust where you can turn in, so no matter what, the dude is dealing with a 4 or 5 dice attack, maybe 2. That, but if you like just blocked it out to where you're hoping that you get that range 1 and all of the freaking dice in the universe attack, like, cool, you might be able to get that off once, which would still be devastating, but then you're screwed.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree. All right. So, anything else you guys want to talk about the Krayt Cup?
No.
No. All right. So, I mean, we should be just about wrapping this up. I know we had our week of playing at the league. Do you guys have any special games? My game this week sucked ass.
Me too.
Yeah, my first one against Patrick.
My dice were just rolling nothing. I was blanking out everything. So it didn't work for me. And then plus, I was upset. Nah, it was just a rough day.
Yeah.
So then we got tomorrow. We have our NCAP tournament at the store. If things get right, we'll probably, for the next one, we'll probably be doing that as we're gonna probably record a game and do that for the next tournament. So
yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
Yeah, we were gonna hope to try to get this one, but I had too many things going on this week because I got to town a day late because I had to stay in Durham an extra day to get the truck fixed. And then plus I've been pretty salty all freaking week because of how much it cost me to get that truck fixed. And I got to take it back because this thing they must be, I still have some kind of fuel leak because it smelled like.
Take it back up there?
No, I'm going to take it because it was, I took it to a Pep Boys.
Okay. Yeah.
And mainly because if there was anything that came out of it and I needed to go back, there's one right around the corner from me.
Yeah.
So
I'm
gonna need to go back over there. I'm gonna probably stop by tomorrow and talk to him because it smells like fuel all the time. So I figured because they had to change the fuel pump and stuff, like maybe the first day or so it's some fuel spilled and it just trying to air out whatever, right? But yeah, it still smelled like gas today. So there's something wrong.
Yeah.
So we looked under the truck and there was a couple of drips that come down like right between the bed and the cab. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm gonna have to take it back to them and see make them fix it. It's under warranty, so
I'll send up a prayer for you, brother.
Yeah. So so this week I didn't get the stuff because because Chris and I have been talking about doing the stream for this weekend's game, but yeah.
If you guys need any help or anything, just let me know if there's anything I can help out with.
All right, yeah. It was great because when we were up there at the Krayt Cup, I got to at least see Dion or Dion from Gold Squadron podcast because he was broadcasting the Krayt Cup. And he's got some of the videos up on his YouTube channel now if you guys wanted to go see from the Invitational that was Friday. We haven't gotten the actual Krayt Cup ones up there yet, but he was doing live streams. But I got to see all his setup and stuff, and I got to talk to him a little bit. So I'm looking at that going, that's where I'd love to be,
I meant to go check out that table, and I realized after I'd left, I didn't go over there. I was like, dang it.
Yeah, I made it a point to get up there and talk to him.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I told him that we had a little podcast going and we're just starting out and whatnot. And even I gave him some cards. him, Chris Allen, everybody I talked to, I gave cards out. But that's something I would love to see see for us down the road, because that would be nice.
Yeah, I'm almost okay. So like, just for the lulz, I'd almost hope that like my first recorded game is just one that goes utterly horribly for me, so that then if there's anyone watching that's outside of the community and thinks that like, wow, this guy's kind of an arrogant asshole, and then sees me just utterly just get destroyed, and they're like, wow, no, he really is, he's just a dick. Like that's all. It's gonna happen, so I'm calling it.
That's okay.
Calling my shot.
Yeah, so we got that tournament coming up. I got nothing else. How about you guys?
No.
Anything for you, Kyle?
Nothing for me.
All right, so I guess we'll wrap this up. If you're still watching, thank you. Please make sure you like on our video, subscribe to the channel, because we're seeing those subscribers coming up a little bit. So we
Do
need
all
some
the things.
Make sure you click the bell so you get the notifications when we start streaming. And then, where's my cursor? Shoot. We do have our Patreon page up, because this is where we can start generating some money. So maybe we can start getting some of the equipment like Gold Squadron does, but little by little. This is where he gets all his money for doing all that stuff, and he gets to travel around right now and stream games at different tournaments.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, which would be great if we just had enough to sustain us doing a couple local ones. That would be nice. So we do have you can become a patron of the show by going to our Patreon page. It's going to be in the show notes for a link, and there's different tiers there. You guys can get it once we get some growth in the community there. That I've already gotten touch of bases with some people to maybe later on we can make our own little tokens and stuff to go along with it. And I know Chris is playing around with making some alt art cards. So maybe some of this stuff will be given out to people that are patrons. So we have a whole bunch of stuff. Even Chris and I were talking about, it'd be cool to get a couple play mats done. And I had an awesome picture. I'll send it to you guys. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so you get up there when we get this thing set, we can get more people in there, and we can start funding the stuff. We're going to start having some tokens or some cards or something that we, of course, everybody's going to get some stickers and stuff all the time, but that's what we're going to try and do, so we can build up what we do, maybe get some better equipment. We can do some other things. So that's it. And I know I also have the audio podcasts that are in the works, and we're getting them rolling out. I got a couple of videos transferred into an audio. So I'm going to finish those up, and hopefully we can get some of that stuff up in the next few days, and that'll be great. And Patrick, you still working on something like an intro music?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So, but so we're working on some other stuff. Get that, and and I know how. One thing is, I've had something on my watch list, a piece of equipment to get on my watch list, and I've been holding back because it's a little on the pricey side. And it was great because when I saw Dion this weekend, I saw he had the same thing. And what it is, it's just a little controller that you can allow to help with putting things on the screen while you're live streaming. So if I can get that, and we can get that worked up, and that'd be like one of the first things I'm looking for the broadcast to start going, so we can do that. We can help putting more of that stuff in there and make the beginning and end maybe a little bit better on this show. And plus, maybe we can work it so I can throw up someone we're talking about cards, throw up the cards on the screen.
Yeah.
That would be pretty awesome.
That would help.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, those are things that I have in mind for us to go towards to work. Yeah. So that's it. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Patrick, for joining me tonight.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week. Hopefully there'll be another thing. If not, I know there's a few things we can talk about. So if you're still watching, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time on Viper Squadron podcast. Good night. See if I can hit this stop button.